Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Yale number FN117C GA. This is a key blank, obviously. This is a control key blank, and the tip-off is not only the fact that it has control stamped on the bow of the key, along with the keyway, the GA keyway, but also this F bow. The F bow is what's standard for control blanks by Yale, is how you know that. So the FN117C is a control blank. There's to help illustrate that, there's a link below this video to a document called Product Catalog is what it's called. And it's a 2-page document that will allow you to see the F117. The fact that we're going to have an F in the bow style tells us that it's the standard for control blanks. You can also order an F blank on a regular key if you wanted. This is basically, in essence, a regular key if you had a 7-pin system, except for the fact that it would be marked control. There's nothing unusual about it being a regular GA 7-pin with an F bow, but you put the C in the part number, and you're going to have a control blank is what you're going to have. For your keyway, for your key blank. So an FN117 C GA. Now this 7-pin blank is what this is. On page 2 is where it's defined. That you are, when you use FN117C, you're getting a 7-pin control blank in the keyway that you require. The way that the Yale large format interchangeable core works is, everybody's large format, small format for that matter, the way of inserting and extracting the core is unique to that manufacturer, although there are certainly similarities. The Yale large format is similar to maybe the old style Sargent, where there's a cam disc in the back of the cylinder. So what that means is your control blank is going to be cut to an operating key, except that it will have a 6-pin system. Let me start over. A 7-pin blank, when it's a control key, means that it works exclusively in a 7-pin system, because you need that extra length to be able to manipulate the cylinder to pull that plug out of the way, a clockwise rotation of maybe 10 degrees that will bring the cam disc out of the way, allowing you to pull the core out and vice versa to insert the core into it. Actually, I've got a couple of pieces here. Let me pause this video and I'll show you an example of how this works. Okay, I happen to have a Yale large format cylinder. It happens to be in a different keyway. It doesn't matter. With these O-bitted key blanks, the system is O-bitted. This is just the operating key. Well, here's the control key. It's going to look obviously identical to the one that we're showing in the video. It's just a different keyway, a restricted keyway, in fact. The problem with them being 1-bitted, or actually O-bitted, it's not really a good pull key when there's no cuts on the key. But we can, get the cylinder out. So there's that concept of the plug on the back. Right here. Right there. That allows it to go in and out. Okay, it's out. Imagine that the plug is in the housing. My operating key goes in. It does nothing but turn. But if this 6-pin blank was a 7-pin blank, now I got a control key. And Yale is not unique in that regard. Schlage is the same concept on how that works. But that's what a control blank does in a Yale large format. Obviously, you're going to be able to obtain control blanks for any large format keyway system that you're doing. I happen to have some old Yale 314, 315 small format in the sense of the lock case. It's an auxiliary mortise-style deadbolt, and they've got all these interchangeable core cylinders in an unusual keyway. So in order to rekey them, I had to get the cylinders out, and there's that Keyblank. So anyway, back to the control. That's what it's used for. Very typical piece of equipment by Yale. There's also a link below this video to a document called Cylinders and Keying Manual. Okay, the cylinder and keying manual is a document a couple, 3 dozen pages long, and gives you an overview of all things cylinder and key related as it pertains to Yale. If you are just a casual Yale customer, you probably don't have much of a need to dig into that, except if you're looking for a part number. If you are someone who works in the area of locksmithing, you'll have every reason to want to bookmark that document. Every manufacturer, not every manufacturer, but most manufacturers have at least some published data in terms of, hey, here's how our system works. Here are the part numbers. Here are the tools that you need. Here are some procedures by which to do it. Other manufacturers have less published. Some have more published. A sister company to Yale, Corbin Russwin, produces their cylinder manual, keying service manual. I forget what it's called. It's in the link. There's a manufacturer's link. If you go to Corbin Russwin, it's on that page. It is the single greatest document produced by a particular manufacturer for their particular equipment. Keep in mind that companies like Yale and Corbin Russwin, again, sister companies, Sargent does too, these people are 125-plus-year-old companies. Okay, the Corbin Russwin manual is the greatest single document in the industry when it comes to locks, is the bottom line. The single most important document when it comes to governing how to work on their systems. They have practically countless keyways over the decades and systems. So Yale's version of that is not nearly as chock full of how-tos in terms of how to combinate the material. I don't believe they're going to teach you in here how to combinate an interchangeable core by Yale. Actually, I know that they don't. You'll have to go out and find that information elsewhere, which you can certainly find. There are books published by many excellent authors about how to talk about doing this. But that document is there as a introduction to the Yale material, and the point of the matter is it will serve as a document by which to explain what this blank is. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Yale products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the Yale? This is their FN117C and a GA keyway 7-pin control blank for a 6-pin system, or any other Yale product. Please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.